Great media.
The media.
All right, what's the next?
Fine, it's only the first two. See, that's the good news. We can only spoil so much.
You can only spoil so much. Yeah, that's cool.
Our next story from Variety. Josh Duhamel is in talks to star opposite Jennifer Lopez in the Lionsgate romantic adventure Shotgun Wedding, replacing Armie Hammer in the lead role. Hammer dropped out of the project last Wednesday with a representative for the production explaining, given the imminent start date, Armie has requested to step away from the film, and we support him in this decision. Duhamel would star as Tom opposite Lopez's Darcy in the film about a couple who gathers their families together for a destination wedding. Things start to go south after the pair gets cold feet, and it really takes a turn for the worse when the entire wedding party is taken hostage. Hammer has been trending on social media last week after direct Instagram messages were posted sharing graphic sexual fantasies that appeared to be written by Hammer, which have not been verified. I'm not responding to these bullshit claims, but in light of the vicious and spurious online attacks against me, I cannot in good conscience now leave my children for 4 months to shoot a film in the Dominican Republic. Lionsgate is supporting me in this, and I'm grateful to them for that, Hammer said in a statement.
I have a question.
Yeah.
His son was sucking on his toes.
What?
I mean, that was one of the things that he posted.
I did not hear that one.
It's probably a good thing you were focused on the read, because it was image of it was right next to you. It was one of the things that he put out there. He's like, he was joking around. Maybe he just thinks he's funny, or maybe he just has this weird sense of humor.
Because the ones I saw, and here's the thing, I want to clarify that my issue with this is not, I'm not trying to kink shame nobody, is what I'm trying to say. This is not about kink shaming. This is
toe sucking is awesome. Yeah.
Well, but like for me, it's way more about like coming at women in their, messages with like aggressive sexual messages.
Yeah.
And like, I believe one of his exes did come out and say like, and I'm not saying they're true or false, I know we don't have confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
One of his exes did come out and say something along the lines of like, this feels very possible. This feels like him. And I believe there have been talks about him having been emotionally abusive, which to me is like everybody focused on like the cannibalism fantasy of it, which is not my thing. But if two consenting adults agreed to not actually cannibalize each other,
right?
But if that's like a mutual fantasy or something, two consenting adults agree to like play in that space. I'm not here to be like, oh, you shouldn't. Yeah. It's not my goddamn business. But like harassing women and being emotionally abusive, I do take issue with. I feel like there is like a weird like, this isn't aimed at people with weird sexual kinks, and I feel like it very quickly took that turn. Like cannibalism's wrong, but like if you're into it,
if that's your kink,
I think I've made my point.
As long as you're not literally eating people, I guess that's right. It's this.
Yeah. No, people role play all kinds of things that in actuality would be like horrific or illegal.
I broke in and I'm a cannibal. I'm gonna eat you. Yum, gum, 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 gum. Yeah,
right, but just like sending that to women at random, not so cool.
Oh my goodness! It's the like I said, I don't know much about it. I know he was doing this movie, and then they respectfully asked, like, pick up your and get the got it, and he's like, fine, But for all we know, it was a big like, I don't want to leave. You can't fire me out of a contract, and they forced him out. And then the PR people get together, and it's like, we have mutually agreed that this is the. They always try to clean it up at the end of it, make it seem like nobody's mad at each other and stuff. But I'm glad that you didn't see it, I guess, because I could hit the playback button. I could show you the image. But I'm thinking, is this a guy who just has a dark, weird sense of humor, and he just doesn't care? He thinks he's just being innocent. I'm just joking.
No.
Okay, if that's okay.
That's not what I mean. I don't know the guy, and again, this is all alleged, but like, that's not the vibe I get from what I'm seeing. You don't, here's the thing. I've been a woman on the internet long enough to be able to tell you men don't send you things like that on the internet to be funny.
Just to be funny.
That might be their cover story, but that's not why they send you this.
They're warming the engine. That's what they're doing. They're trying to set the stage. It's like, hey, it's a beautiful day out there. What do you think about spanking?
No, and especially a guy like that, I'm sure there's a degree of like, I'm very conventionally good looking, I'm rich, I'm famous, I can say whatever I want to whomever I want.
The dude was almost Batman. And,
was he really?
He actually, technically, he was Batman. There was a Justice League movie that was greenlit in the mid 2000s, and at the last second, I guess they decided not to do it for whatever reason. Maybe it was because of the upcoming Superman movie and Batman Nolan movies that they were doing at the time. They didn't want to have two Batmans at the same time. But he was cast as Batman, and
that would have been great for that Batman script they were workshopping where Batman murdered and ate the Joker.
You said what? Which movie?
What? You know, the one they were workshopping where Batman eats the Joker?
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, you would have loved that.
That was the script. Yeah, when Batman went straight cannibal. And
Armie Hammer comes in like, I have some rewrites.
The dude's got the most awesome name. The dude looks like he's like a chiseled dude. He looks great. He's got the most badass name in the world.
He's got a very Ken doll energy going on.
He's got the
but
Ken
I feel like
doll
that is
vibe.
also accompanied with the like of a human Ken doll. Like if I look at him too long, I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this.
It's like you don't. What do you say? What is Joe saying? You don't want to yuck your yum on that.
I don't want to yuck nobody's yum,
but I'm not into cannibalism.
Consenting adults.
I mean, whatever to consider. Look, I think that he just needs to stay off the internet for a while. He needs to get some. If he needs to talk to somebody, if he's got some dark like thoughts in his head that he's being a little too aggressive out there, then he probably needs to talk to some professionals about that, because he's a very good actor. He's got a lot of talent. He's got all the talent in the world, and if there's an issue that he just is oblivious to, and he just here are the hints, here are the signals that okay, third party perception is telling you they don't like this, or but
I am gonna say this, and this is gonna sound terrible, and this is based on nothing.
Okay.
Maybe this is just me, but like, you know how sometimes there are people where like, and again, it's like, yeah, good actor, conventionally very handsome. Like I remember when he came out in The Social Network, it's like, wow, who's that? He's great. But like when I heard all these like allegations,
Jason
you
Bateman.
know how there are some people where you just go, yeah, I get it.
I can see
like,
that.
There was just something about him where I was like,
Armie Hammer
yeah, probably.
Armie
Maybe
Hammer has,
there's like a spectrum where you become so conventionally handsome, he kind of just like loops back around.
Yeah. Armie
and
Hammer,
I know I'm like one to
like news report. Armie Hammer found in his basement.
But like it does just become like, you were made in a lab and I don't care for it.
Yeah. There's something wrong. Look at his eyes. Something in his eyes. I have the same feeling. All right, let me get off track for a second. I was just joking.
Oh, do you have someone else you have that sense about? Does that like?
It's
like
so bad, and I don't know why I keep thinking it. What's her name? She's the governor of is it Michigan?
Gretchen. Big Gretchen.
Was with her?
Weimar? Is that her last
name?
name?
Like she was targeted like that. Remember, people were thinking that they tried to do something bad to her because she wouldn't lift the bans in her the restrictions in her state. Gretchen Whitmer. Very smart.
My bad.
Lady.
I'm not from Michigan.
Governor of Michigan. Very smart lady. Very pretty. She seems like she's a very nice person. But for some reason, and I like her. But for some reason, when I see her
she told you she wanted to cook and eat, you'd be like, yes, this tracks.
I was just joking with Joy about this. I was like, Joy, look at her eyes. Look at her. This woman is into some weird stuff at home. And I don't know why I think this.
As long as Mr. Whitmer's on board for it, I say you go, Gretch.
I mean, have you ever seen Billions, the series on Showtime?
No.
So one of the characters, very powerful. Everybody's afraid of him. So when he's at home with his wife, he likes to her to be in charge. I'll just put it like that. So
that's pretty common.
I feel like there's a dungeon somewhere, and I don't know why.
I'm just saying that's pretty common. And again,
Armie Hammer is probably
nothing wrong with that.
There's gonna be
consenting adults want to do that.
Yeah.
I said go nuts.
Breaking story, probably going to come out next week. Armie Hammer has like a basement full of livestock, and it's just going to be it's just going to be weird.
We're going to get sued for some kind. We're lucky more people don't watch this because we're getting sued.
Well, I mean, I didn't say it was true. I just said I wouldn't be surprised.
Allegedly.
All right, let's save ourselves from. You're right. We're opening ourselves up to some lawsuits. All right. Let us know what you guys think about Armie Hammer and his weird stuff going on in his world. And if you haven't thought about it, if you don't care, just say and then we'll just move on.
Like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the channel and please drop a like on this video. It really does help us. Also, don't forget you can turn on notifications so you don't miss a single review, react, why is that trending, or we got your mail.